Why hello there, fellow ranchers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic Prometheus, episode 25, Taming Buffalo for Breeding. Before I start, I think it's going to be very important for me to cover some of the updates that landed yesterday in the Mendel update, because they're pretty big. The biggest one would be creature genetics. Creatures that you find out in the wild now have a gender, and some of the creatures can also have offspring. As you can see above my head, one of the goals for this stream is to tame a breeding pair of buffalo and to start breeding buffalo to get stronger buffalo. So the way the genetics work is individual creatures have different stats in vigor, fitness, physique, reflex, toughness, adaptation, and instinct, which determines their stats. And you can breed the buffalo or whatever other creatures that you're breeding in order to selectively choose certain traits or stronger critters. That also applies to farm animals as well. So the farm animals and some of the wild tamed can be indeed bred. So that is a huge update. One of the things that got paired with that is a new talent tree. So I'll show you that here. It is a genetics talent tree affecting the tamed creatures that you have, whether they mutate, whether you find like wild variants and stronger bloodlines and the like. So there's a whole new talent tree for that. And as a result of adding a new talent tree, we get 10 free talent refund points. So I've never used any. By default, you get 30. Now we have 40. Another thing they added in, which you can find in the settings controls at the bottom, is whistle commands. So slash will tell the thing you're looking at to either follow you or stay. Insert and delete will change the combat behavior and movement behavior of the thing you're looking at. And then the square brackets tell your followed creatures to follow you or stay. So now there is a group command. So it only works in like a maybe 25, 30 meter radius or so for the nearby tamed creature follow commands. But if you have a bunch of animals, that is a godsend because you can just hit square brackets to tell them to follow you or stay. Amazing. Honestly, amazing. So that is not talent points. That is just in the controls. You have it by default, and it sounds like this. That's the all follow, and this is the all stay or wander. Pretty straightforward. Other features that they made, the butchery bench can no longer just like magically craft prime meat, which is pretty fair. The omni feeder for the animals got nerfed, but that's also pretty fair because it was insanely strong. There are variant types for a lot of the like coziness options. So certain objects will have different variant types to add additional coziness bonuses. You can now open doors while mounted, which was a big deal because it was really annoying to have to like demount your MOA or whatever it is to get through gates and the like. You can unclaim mounts, which might sound weird, but if you're playing multiplayer, that's really helpful because you can just be like, here, this buffalo I have extra because I bred it. You can have it and you can give it to another player in multiplayer. And then a whole nother DLC that released. So that would be the TLDR of the updates. My plan is to continue working on that electric furnace and then the materials processor. But while I'm out and about looking for the copper, gold, and silica for those projects, if I find buffalo, I intend to tame buffalo, which also means that I should prepare to actually be able to tame buffalo. Do something more than just like, here, I killed your parent, or whatever. So what we need is silica ore in order to make the concrete. So the first project we're working on here is the electric furnace, this bad boy. And I have the steel and I have the concrete, but I don't yet have the concrete. The steel, yeah, the steel's right here. So it is end of day right now. Let's take a quick nappy nap. And then I'm going to head out and get silica ore. Now, buffalo typically spawn around this lake here. So whenever I'm like mining something, that's where I'm going to typically look. to raise my chance of finding buffalo. Because buffalo do exist in the volcanic biomes, but they're like rather rare. Sakura, thank you for the resub. Other general tasks that I will be required to do at some point soon, I should probably retrieve my oxide drill and set it up on copper, or build an extra copper drill, because the amount of copper required to make electronics is rather immense, and I think moving the drill is a reasonable response. So once I do a little bit of silica mining to get the concrete needed in order to get the electric furnace, that's probably the next thing I'll tackle, is to move the drill, empty it out, move the drill to a new site. So we're looking for silica, we're looking for buffalo. Buffalo should be pretty easy to spot if we find them. Oh yeah, there's one right now. So once you find, let me make sure they're, okay, that's just a chala. Once you find buffalo, oh, there's two. There might even be another juvenile following that one. So this one, as you can see in the stats, unknown parentage, but like, that's the parent, obviously. And you've got a gender now. And obviously I'm going to take that juvenile back to the base with me. But I'm sort of curious if this one also has a paired juvenile too. It's possible that the paired juvenile of this buffalo died from a wild animal or something, because I don't see its pairing anywhere. All right. Well, sorry, big guy. That was the first buffalo I killed. And now looking at the juvenile buffalo, we can set it to follow us and bring it back to our base and feed it and give it a bed, and it will eventually become domesticated. Or tamed, or whatever you want to call it. And I think I'm going to also kill the other buffalo, so that there's a chance for like a new buffalo to spawn, so that I can get another juvenile. Because if I want to breed them, obviously I need two. Oh, and you know what? There you go. There's a little bit of food. So one of the issues that I'm going to have with this buffalo is they want to be in a temperate environment, which I can't really offer them very easily. I could maybe bring them all the way into my base, because my base is going to be a little bit cooler than the outside temperature. But ultimately, as long as some of their needs are met, they will eventually tame. So, like, keeping them in a cool environment isn't strictly necessary. Plus, it is cooler at night, so I'll be able to fulfill their comfort, food, and temperature needs at night. Shouldn't have stopped. Oh, you know, I'm about to use all of the steel that I have in the base to make the concrete furnace, or the electric furnace, sorry. So yeah, I'm definitely going to want to get a little bit more coal. Okay, that works. And then of course I have to keep this juvenile safe, right? They're fairly vulnerable. There is a talent point in the talent tree, not one I have, that prevents your juveniles from being attacked by wild animals. But it is not a talent point I have. With that said, the 3 war boar that I have guarding my base should very easily and capably take care of almost anything coming to go mess with this little guy. So, should be fine. Okay, now I can hit F to stop bleeding him. One thing I should do is to grab a bunch of wool, or fur rather, and make some more animal beds. because being able to lay down on an animal bed is a comfort requirement. As you can see here in a second, there will be a that unhappiness marker is sleepy. So let's go ahead and cook up some more beds so that I can avoid penalties. And I'm going to get a little bit more fiber. I'm pretty low on fiber, so I'm going to need to farm something like wild berries or ferns to get my fiber back. But what I want to do is I want to have a bed for like one of every potential pet that I've got. So that there can't be like full beds where they just have nowhere to be. The other thing I'm going to want is food and water bowls. Now I can do this manually, but it's going to be more efficient if I have troughs. And that also means plumbing. So part of the investing in Tier 4 technology is going to be to get the best facilities for the pets, meaning the electronic feeder and also getting a plumbed trough, stuff like that. So those are also going to be requirements. Could I lock him inside? I sure could. I don't intend to, but I sure could. Alright, let's top up my food. And oxygen. And water. I know my farm has some tending to, but it's good to already have one buffalo. That's going to make it easier. So here, Taming Progress was lacking food, and I can just feed it. And it's very different than taming like a combat pet. Combat pets, obviously, you ensnare, and then after ensnaring them, you have to like keep them fed. Juveniles act very differently. So this is the juvenile method of taming. Alright, I did not get any silica on my way out, so I'm going to have to go back and do that in a minute. But let's tend the farm next. So I got a bunch of wild berries, and I'm going to turn the wild berries back into seeds. And then in lieu of planting wild berries, because I'm so low on fiber, I'm going to plant wheat. And then this stuff is actually not fully mature yet. It's almost. It's like 99.9% there. So I'll probably stick around in the base for a minute until that fully matures. The other thing I wanted to do is to get a breeding center for the bees, because I'm not satisfied with stopping at one hive. I want a few hives. So the easiest way to do that is to get the beehive breeding center. And to breed more bees that way. That is yet another task. And for the breeding center, I need honeycomb turned into beeswax. Because the breeding center, as you can see here, is beeswax, steel screws, and platinum sheaths, which I'm literally making right now. The other thing I just noticed is I'm not certain I have an electricity... Oh, no, here's the electricity tool. Okay, good. I was like, where is it? I don't know where to put it. Oh, is that a stone jaw? Yeah. Not an animal that you want messing around with a baby bison, or baby buffalo, rather. As stone jaws, any animal that has a flame attack can do a considerable amount of damage to your pets. So in just a second here, once the remaining crops are harvestable, I'll get back out there and work on acquiring some silica to get the furnace going. So after we have the furnace, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pivot and start working towards animal husbandry stuff, like the food troughs and the like, because they're going to be more urgent as now I have an animal to take care of. But I at least wanted to finish the furnace because I'm just like so dang close to that being done. So for the first batch of sugarcane, my intention is to... and strawberries. My intention is to turn them into seeds. So I can plant more of them. And I'm not even going to pull up the ones that I have here. I'm just going to let them regrow at a slight penalty. Alright. I'm going to head over to I2 after feeding one more steak to our little guy. Or maybe 2 more T-bones. And we are looking for silica for concrete. And Sergeant Kevin, thank you for the resub. And of course, if we find a breeding pair for that juvenile that we have there. Because that is indeed the intention. So the reason why I'm deviating from my previous goals is obviously the latest update introduces some really cool game mechanics. And I want to take advantage of those cool game mechanics. And the only breedable animals in the volcanic biome would be buffalo. Moa are one of the... There's like 7 that you can breed. A lot of them are farm animals. Pigs, sheep, chickens, cows. One interesting thing about the cows, though, is bulls are now a rideable mount, whereas cows are obviously, like, for milking. So bulls, I haven't ever tamed one. I haven't bought one from the workshop, rather, because you don't tame them. But I would suspect they're probably fairly similar to buffalo. Speaking of buffalo, let's butcher this one up. And in all my time playing in the volcanic biome, around this lake, the I2 lake, is pretty much the only spot I've ever spotted buffalo spawning. You know, where I'm standing here. Around this lake. So if you're looking for them in this region, that's where to look. Alright, let's get the silica. While I'm out here, it would also probably... Oh, I hate when silica forms under plant. Like, I can't even hit it. It would probably benefit me if I looked for copper in the caves. Because I know I will certainly need more copper for the electronics for materials processing as well. With that said, let's open the map. At the moment, it's more important that I get a food trough and finish off the furnace, though. All right. Where I am standing now, there is a cave here that I could check out for some copper. Because one of the biggest bottlenecks is obviously going to be the copper required for electronics. So let's pop this bad boy open. It's going to feel a little dumb to like drop the stone that I'm currently mining to get into this cave on the ground, only to then mine stone when I'm back at the base. But it makes sense. And cheers, by the way. And once that juvenile becomes a full-fledged adult, I will be raffling it off, FYI. So there will be a raffle for our little buffalo friend. The other thing I know I'm going to need is aluminum. Aluminum is a requirement of a lot of the tech, the tier 4 tech. Quite frankly, as is titanium. But, you know, I don't have my copper pick. It just occurred to me, dawned on me. Excuse you. Which is kind of fine, because, like, there's no copper in here anyway. Fun. This is an interesting cave. It's like a low-tier cave, which all has high-tier resources. It's, like, kind of weird. No, I mean, iron's not high tier, but... has platinum and aluminum and titanium, but no copper. No gold. Alright, did it have a deep mine site? No, I don't see any deep drill spots. That's fine. And I might as well fill up my inventory with useful resources before heading back to smelt it. And here I am jumping like an idiot when I have like 20 ramps on me. Bad habits die hard. Alright, my inventory is basically full enough. So time to work our way back. Top up that youngster's food. And make the concrete needed for the furnace. So many spiders everywhere. That'd be pretty wild if you could breed those. Your own, like, a flaming attack spiders. Sounds horrifying, actually. I take that back. You know, because I have a youngster at home, maybe I won't bring this all the way back. Normally, I would just, like, lure it and let my pigs deal with it, but in this instance, there's actual harm that could be done. Not that, like, one hit would be enough, but why risk it, right? So once we have the electronic furnace, that allows us... The reason to make the electronic furnace is it is the only thing that can make composites. So the current concrete one we have won't actually process composites. And a lot of the technology in Tier 4 requires some composites to some degree or another. So the furnace is required for just about all of it. When I'm going to head to the null zone, when the other tasks are done. So you're at 70%. That's not bad. So this is a male buffalo, and we're going to have to seek a female one. But because of this Ashen Veil, I'm going to be stuck inside for a bit. So I need 10 more. Oh, no, 9? Okay, let's quickly get the stone for the 10th. Because that's all I need to make the concrete. And then even though we have a storm here, I could go mining around here. Because, you know, once we're in the caves, the storm damage goes away. Alright, that should be everything I need for the furnace. And this is the bad boy we're making. So it just needs the 80 concrete that we had queued up. And then we'll be done. Because if you look at the list of the things that this furnace can process, composites is not one of them. I don't have a lot of tech points, but the tech points I do have, we could probably start investing in ranching stuff. So way over here, there's now fertility serums. Just to point that out, that's a new blueprint that you can get. And then there's nesting beds, which increases gestation speed. Now, one of the issues is I don't really have any animal feed, but I think what I want to do is I want to get the electronic food trough, where you can just, like, throw food in and process it. So I'm going to do a water trough and the electronic food trough with my blueprint points, leaving 1 point left over as, like, a float. So the hope is to get one of these bad boys, the electronic food troughs, which will easily allow me to feed my pets, but that will also require me to have a lot more power at my disposal. So I'm going to have to pair that with a lot more wind power if I want it to be of any use to me. Can you not wander that far away? You're like outside of the my pigs will protect you range, which worries me greatly. Okay, you stay there. And here's another T-bone steak. Oh, one of my pets just hit level 25. Wasn't Dom. Oh, are you bleeding? No, you're just hot. Well, me too. JD maxed out. So JD, I'm going to give you faster natural health regen. And you're at 82%. So we're pretty close to having that buffalo domesticated. Yeah, the electronic food trough, I mentioned right at the start of the stream, did get a big nerf, but it's still, like, I would still consider it the easiest way to feed animals. It's still the best. It's just been nerfed. One of the things we're going to need for it, though, is platinum weave. Which means we're going to need a lot of platinum sheaths and fiber. So I'm growing bushes for the fiber already. But what I ought to do is grab my full set of picks so that I can get the most bang for my buck yield off of the stuff that I need going forward. So knowing that I'm gonna require a lot of platinum for the platinum weave to make the feeder, let's grab some platinum from the nearby caves. I don't know off the top of my head if I've mined these out totally, because I know I've been like picky. I've been choosy about the resources that I get off of them, these caves. And I've also potentially been, you know, soon, once I have composites, I'll be able to regenerate the materials as well. So I see aluminum and gold. A little bit of iron. Don't need that at the moment. Don't need gold either. Crazy enough. Yeah, I think this cave's been tapped. There's not really anything here. I'll get the aluminum while I'm here. So the reason for the aluminum is a lot of the tier 4 tech requires a carbon fiber, and aluminum is a reagent of carbon fiber, or an ingredient of carbon fiber. Alright, everything looks like it's still growing. Did you get hurt? Alright, if you're sleepy, go sleep. Come on. It's not like I don't have hotels here. Yep. You're not really following me. You say you are, but you're not. Hurts your soul not to see someone strip everything out of the cave? Well, I've got my my own self-imposed marching orders, and if cave stripping is not one of them. I mean, you know why. Okay. Let's check. So I checked that cave. Obviously, it wasn't very helpful. I'll check the one down this way. See if there's any more, like, platinum required for the Omni feeder. And at this point, I probably already have, I definitely already have all the concrete I need. So it's just a matter of, like, putting it together for the electric furnace. Now, the electric furnace itself isn't particularly useful to me until I have the materials processor that allows me to make composites. Because the electronic furnace, or electric furnace, I don't generate enough power to really even smelt in it. So I won't even really be using it until I have the materials processor. Ooh, a queen bee. Nice. Gold and aluminum, I think, is all that's left on the walls here. So I think what I'll do is I am going to move my oxide drill to copper and then continue to do some caving. I probably should have moved my drill to copper sooner. You know, I don't even care about the body. Ooh, Arid Striker. How's that feel? Yeah, I pack a bit more of a punch than last time you fought me. You done messed up. That thing still tanked 3 headshots. I mean, it's pretty high up there as far as an apex predator goes. It's literally the fringe zone apex predator native to Icarus. That's its description. It's like, yep, you deserve that title, truly. It's just the gun levels the playing field a bit more than you can handle. Understandably. It does have a lot of claws. It's like all claws. Okay. So let's see about, the other thing I wanted to do is to start another beehive. Let's get one, actually, I really want 2. Because I wanted 3 total. So let's, grab 1 thing of copper nails and get a 3rd beehive. Most of the food I prefer to eat in this game is like honey-based food. The like honey pastries, the honey bacon, the honey mead. Honey lowers or increases the duration of how long food buffs last, which means you can eat a lot less food. Which is why I am prioritizing like honey-based foods out of just personal convenience, out of a personal preference. All right, there we go. And then I was making beeswax, and I'll continue making beeswax for the queen breeder. At least 1 breeding center would be great, and the reason for that is then I can turn my queen bees into workers. So this has 2 bees, 4 bees, and 2 bees. Good. Good. All right. So we got the 3 hives, and then we'll upgrade them obviously with the breeding centers at the very least, and possibly other things as well in the future. All right. The buffalo should be pretty set. Yep, you are tamed. So, raffle timer's up for unnamed here. And I'm going to have them stay or wander defensively. So here's their skills and their skill tree. As you can see, he has the tag Hardy. So gains extra health every level and extra stamina regeneration every level, but also increases food consumption. Pretty cool. And it has higher instinct, vigor, physique, and reflex as a result. All right. So now that we have pets like that, obviously I could make a harness too. I haven't made, haven't bothered to make any saddles or anything like that, but that's something that we can do soon. But now that pet should be leveling up nicely. It looks like I haven't processed enough of my biofuel into the biofuel can. So before I I might want to just move the drill anyway. I'm sort of on the fence about that. Let's go recover the drill. Yeah, let's go move the drill. So I'm gonna go grab the drill, bring it back, and then grab my fuel can, and which hopefully we'll have time to process a little bit more fuel, and then set it up on copper. And good luck in the raffles, by the by. So the current priority right now is to make animal feeder or animal food, water, tech, and then to tame a female buffalo if we find one. So now that I'm in the right neighborhood to check on the buffalo, so before I go get the oxide drill, I'll see if the buffalo up on this plateau have respawned, and to see if there's a female for breeding. But a first one being hardy, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's a decent enough trait. That could be buffalo. Juvenile and adult tend to follow them each other like that. So I have small hope that that is a pair. Although they kind of sound like redbacks. I think I heard some redback sounds. Or something. No, go away. Nope. Trying to dive bomb me, huh? Nope. Oh, wow, there's so many buffalo up here. Holy hell. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay. Female, they're both females. I've never seen a female. I've never seen it like this before. This is so many more buffalo than I've ever seen. Also female. Everyone's female. Well, whoever's about to win the raffle, you're gonna have like a buffalo harem. You're the unlucky number. Oh, excuse you. Yeah, it's not gonna end well, really? You wanna try it? Go for it. Dummy. Alright, let's leave this one back. And here's some... Hey. Stop it. Here's some munchies. I don't intend to take all of them. I'm really only breeding... Like, I don't want 6 buffalo. That's, like, edge of madness. So, I'm only going for the one. Alright. You, little lady, walk very carefully down this hill. No! Oh my god. Okay, you only lost, like, 7% of your health or something. Because if you remember, when we rescued Daisy the Blueback, Daisy went for, Dukes of Hazzard. Daisy of the Dukes of Hazzard jump and killed herself. Or himself, I don't even know. You can only tell them their stats once they're tamed? Indeed. Indeed. One thing that is unique to both Buffalo and Moa now is they will have unique patterning. So this part of their fur here can have different patterns. Like stripes, zigzags, that kind of thing. So there's even genetic traits for, like, coats, too. And I heard the raffle timer, just give me a sec. Dang it. Alright, time to get a little bit more involved. No, don't leap on... Ooh, there we go. Alright, raffle timer says newest buffalo is Yusuf. Congrats, Yusuf. And once this one matures, I'll raffle this one off too. Obviously, untamed or undomesticated cannot be named. They're not mine yet. Alright, stay and sleep. So now we have a breeding pair. That was, honestly, much faster than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a struggle to try to find a breeding pair, but nope, and I'm happy about that. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic, Prometheus, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow prospectors.